All right. We're back. Look at this. Peter, Bob, Mike, Coffee. What's going on? How you doing, gentlemen? Today, Mike will be our CFII. Hopefully, we're not going to need a double I today with the weather. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. I can finally speak again, which is nice. Although my wife does say I'm better looking when I don't talk. I'm not quite sure what her motive is when she says that, but nonetheless, what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing? I've been watching the webcam from Anguilla all day today, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Peter, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear. I hope everything went well for you with that. I mean, I know that was quite a big project. So anyway, hey, Sheb, what's going on? Gino, hey, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Yeah, so I've been down for the count for a while now. This is the first day I can really talk since for about 2 weeks now. But eager to get back at it here. Let's go external power supply on. Not sure how many people can fly, but we'll do some flying today. I'll have some coughs here and there, but we'll live. All right, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward. Master and battery switches on. Let's see, those don't work in this sim. And let's go fuel pumps on. Fuel valves open. Let's open the starter cover. Crack the throttles. Take a look outside, make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. And there is not. We'll go right engine first. And what are we lacking here? We got fuel, we got electricity. What do we got? What are we missing? We got fuel, we got fuel pumps, we got electricity. Let's turn our mags on. Let's give this another shot. There we go. Left side's looking good. Alright. Now we're talking here. Fuel pumps coming off. Avionics master coming on. Let's lean the mixtures for taxi. Bring the throttles back a little bit. We'll go nav and strobe lights on. External power supply off. Let's see here. We'll release the brakes. Hold the toe brakes. So I hope you guys have been doing good. Yeah, the Piper Dakota, I am so excited to have that plane in the sim. The Piper Dakota is probably my favorite airplane ever built. I mean, it's such a remarkable plane, and we used to have a great one in I think it was FSX. The Dream Fleet Dakota was fantastic, and that was the last Dakota, and that was like 2008. You know, so that was the last Dakota we had in the sim. So all right, now we get moving. Let's hit the old toe brakes here, and hopefully everything's okay sound wise. If anything needs to be turned up or down, just let me know. So we'll meander on over here. So I've been spending a lot of time flying the A319 for no particular reason whatsoever, because I couldn't really do anything else. I couldn't make videos, I couldn't stream, and so I just kind of did that to entertain myself. And flew from Brussels. I was thinking about you, Peter. Excuse me. I flew from Brussels to Faro, Portugal today. Cool flight. Yeah, free is worth it, right? Let's go toes on the brakes here. Final approach course looks clear. Runway looks clear. Mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Flaps are set. And let's get matriculating here. Transponder is squawking altitude. And yeah, It's good to be back. I didn't figure we'd have a lot of people flying today because it's a Wednesday, but I did want to at least get back in the air here. So now we can all laugh at my landing at Saba, right? Alright, heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. 70 knots. And rotate. Off we go. And what a beautiful sight. What a beautiful sight. Anybody making a decathlon? There is a decathlon. Whatchamacallit? Hangar Studio 713 makes a great decathlon. Phenomenal decathlon, as a matter of fact. Hold on, I'll find that for you, Mike. I'll put it in the chat. It's a great airplane. I've flown it in the sim. If you check my check me channel, I've got videos of me flying that. It's a super decathlon. It's a great plane. Oh, you want to make a real? No, I ain't making no real airplane. I've always said I will never fly in an airplane that somebody built in their garage. Never gonna do it. Never gonna do it. There's 1,000 feet. Let's go fuel pumps off. And I think 1,000 feet is going to be our cruise altitude over to St. Maarten today. No, I'm never going to fly in something that... wait, decathlon is not a... It's yeah, but I mean... the principle remains the same. If somebody built it, like, you know... with a screwdriver and a couple of hammers and, like... a glue gun, I'm not flying in it. Just not happening. Not happening. Let's see here. Alright. This little thing, this menu thing is driving me nuts. I forgot to load my menu hider app there. And that is driving me nuts, seeing that every time I touch my mouse. But as my wife would say, driving me crazy is not a very long trip. Yes, she's full of funny lines, that woman. Let's get some... She's also pretty cute. So, alright, that's good. So here we are. Hope you guys have been good. I spent the last few weeks with a hacking cough, which is a real hoot. She is a keeper, Bob. She's a keeper for sure. But yeah, I spent the last 2 weeks just kind of doing nothing really. But flying the A319 anyway. So is there nobody around at all? Can't be. 'Cause I've got traffic. I have all players on and I have nameplates on. There's got to be somebody around here. Unless I've done something weird. Let's see. What is it? No, it's flight interface. Show traffic nameplates. And I know I've got... Let's see. I know I've got the all players enabled. I don't see anybody. What server? Camille, I'm on the USA East server. I should be. I find it peculiar that there's literally nobody around. So I'm curious as to what has befallen me. Because it's not like this is like a completely dead part of the world, you know? It's a little odd. Ooh, we're coming into Princess Juliana right now. That's completely strange that there's nobody around. Let's see. You're not dissing 2024, but won't be able to use it. The fancy internet can't do it. Yeah, I mean, it's not. You know what's funny is I accidentally started Flight Sim 2020 today. I'm really at the point where I can just pretty much remove that. I haven't flown it in ages. 2020, and it seems like all the developers are. It seems like all the developers are. Maybe there's something weird going on then, Sheb. That could be too, like a server issue or something. Cool, Jason. Awesome. Let me check. If I land at Juliana and there's nobody there, then what I can do is just reload real quick and make sure that I've got. I know I have all traffic enabled. I know, or all players enabled. I know I do. Alright, so fuel pumps are on. Let's see what we get for our first landing in this plane in a while here. Here's 115 knots. We'll notch your flaps. GA Flyer, what's going on? How you doing? And let's see here. I guess I don't have to worry about looking for traffic on final, you know, there's nobody out there. There's gotta be something up because there's no way that there's absolutely nobody around here. Alright, fuel pumps on. Vacationers in sight. And this is what it looks like down here today too, is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Mike, it seems like almost all the development is going to 2024 at this point. I mean, I know some developers have said they're not developing for 2020 anymore. I think Sim Update 2 is kind of the turning point. Keep that nose up here a little bit. White arc. There we go. Mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, seatbelts are secure. Pre-landing checklist is complete. GA Fly, are you talking about with other traffic? Like you don't see a lot of other players in the sim? Every time I'm in here in 2024, I see a lot of players. Except for today. And that was a nice stutter. Oh, there's a float. There's a float. Yeah, I'm gonna reload into Juliana and see if there's no way there's nobody. There's no way. Yeah, see, I think this sim is more impacted by server side stuff than the other sim, because I never had a stutter in this sim until I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and it seems like everybody kind of had the same thing happen, and now all of a sudden I get stutters. And I just did a driver update today too, so who knows, could be that. But anyway, let's go. Let's make sure live all players. This doesn't have to be on, right? All players. I mean, that should be it. And let's make sure it's East USA server. Online, East USA. All right. So let's try it again here. And I'm just gonna load in at the end of the runway. And then that way, but it'll usually even show you other players right now. It's not even doing that. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Comanche is. I would like to see the Comanche in this sim. Like to try it. I haven't tried it in 2020, but the flight model in this sim is so much better. All right, let's see what we get here. Alright. Mags on. We'll set the fuel pumps on. Still looking pretty lonely around. Alright, we'll have to. I guess it is what it is for right now. Yeah, GA Fly, I'm pretty much in the same boat. So mixtures and props full forward. Let's see here. Fuel pumps are on. Notch of flaps. And good to go. Alright. Takeoff power is coming in. The next thing I'm going to do as well is to release my parking brake, and that's going to make us accelerate much more rapidly. I knew the window was open, you could hear it. Alright. So 70 knots, let's go flying here. So I don't know why. Hey Chris, what's going on? How are you? I did it the lazy way, Peter. I did it the lazy way. I do that a lot in this sim, just hit B. This hotel right here is called Mary's Boon. It's a great place. Actually, it's really actually this right here. But it's an awesome place to watch planes take off and land. Great little hotel. Alright. Actually, we're going to Saba, aren't we? My nemesis. We're going to my nemesis. And of course the obligatory, I always tell you guys this, but there's a great bakery right there. There's a really good French bakery, which I'm about to crash into. Alright. Let's bring the flaps up here. And we're going to... What are we doing? Alright. That's a little better. Windows 11 in 2024. I'd end up in the house. Yeah, I mean... That's actually exactly what I run, too, is Windows 11 in 2024. And let's see here, we'll go fuel pumps off. Check our fuel pressures. Fuel pressures are good. Camille, what's going on? You see everyone? And I don't see anybody. You don't have to have traffic enabled, do you? Because that wouldn't make sense to have traffic enabled. But in any event, I've often wondered what it would be like to be the only person on Earth. That'd be pretty weird. It's kind of what I feel like right now. Let's see, I don't think I can enable that. I don't think I can enable that. Let's see. Wait, there's something online. Multiplayer service. Show multiplayer aircraft in close proximity. Oh. Oh, I got you. No, that's not going to do the trick either. No idea. Aircraft traffic type. Eh. I'll turn that on. See what happens. There we go. Those are the ships. These are the boats that are around. There's still no airplanes. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. You got it. Alright, it's a little bit, put in a little bit of rudder trim here. Aircraft traffic type. Yeah, I just turned that on, and it showed. Now it's showing boats, so we're getting somewhere. Who knows? We'll see. Nobody's flying all watching you because you were away for too long. Yeah, I was away for a long time. I was almost wondering if anybody would show up today. Bring the props back, bring the power back a little bit. But fortunately enough, we got loyal friends here. Yeah, it's been kind of weird, like not being able to stream, not being able to make videos, not being able to do anything. It's been kind of strange, to be honest with you. But I have gotten a lot of gardening done, which is good. But gardening is not nearly as much fun as flight simming, I'll tell you that. So I've been flying the A319, the Phoenix in 2024, and it is a pain to land. It's a I guess the A319 is the hardest of the three variants to land: the 319, 320, and 321. I mean, I know there's the 318, but I don't think anybody really actually flies that. But the 319 is tough to land, but I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. The only thing that I find weird about the Airbus is that the Boeings are so much more intuitive. Like everything's really intuitive to me in Boeing. Like it almost seems like Airbus did everything backwards on purpose, just to do it backwards. Jason, I don't think so. That was what I was trying to figure out. I don't think you do. It wouldn't make sense, but nonetheless, I'm still flying around by myself. Maybe once we get not seeing you. So let me try. Leonardo da Vinci, what's going on, dude? Bandwidth too low error. Yeah, there may be like a server thing going on. It's possible. Because like I can't see anybody in the sim, and that's doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You're never alone. I suppose that's true. I'm never alone because I got the dog here. Yeah, Peter, I tell you what, I enjoy it. It's a fun little plane. It's easier to get set up and off the ground than the Boeings. It takes less time, in my opinion, in the Airbuses just to get in and go. It takes like no time at all. What am I doing over here? I have no idea. Okay. So we still got a good little bit to go here, but like the Airbus, I can get in the Airbus in the turnaround state and be pushed back inside of 10 minutes easily, super easily. Hey Michael, what's going on? You know, it's funny. I mean, there's also the possibility that I just lack the skill and ability. You know, that's possible too. But I've heard from a lot of people that I've heard from real world pilots that the 319 is the toughest of the ones to land. I find the Boeings to be, I find the Airbus to be a lot easier to hand fly. Or I don't know if I should say easier, but they're very easy to hand fly. And it's a fun little plane. I enjoy it. It's a fun little airplane. Not as little as this one. Good old Islander. So I think when I get to Saba, what I'll do, I'm going to load in again, and this time I'm going to try turning on traffic in the sim and see if that makes a difference. It shouldn't. I mean, I always run, for these streams, I always run all players and traffic off, and it works. So I think there's something weird going on, but who knows. Turbine Duke, the Dukes are great. The Dukes are phenomenal. Do the Dukes work in 2024? Does anybody know? I think they do. That's a fun little airplane. Yes, Jason, TNCS. I'm just dying for the PMDG 737 in 2024. I miss that airplane. Fuel usage and the climb rate in the turbine. Yeah, I mean, that thing's got to be like a rocket with 2 turbines on it, for sure. Big to Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. One of my friends in real life flies this exact airplane, like this plane. Luis, what's going on? How you doing? I'm flying a lonely flight because we can't figure out how to get any traffic on. So there's like nobody around. But it is a beautiful day, that's for sure. Did any of you guys see the movie A Quiet Place? That was filmed where I live. It's kind of cool. I don't know what made me just think of that. So what I'm going to do this time is get down quicker. Get down to 1,000 feet, get myself ready. Get myself slowed down, get myself set up. Oh, first flight with the 9070 XT. I'm going to be very interested to hear how you like that. Because I'm strongly considering going red team for my next setup. Because you can get the, what is it, the 7800 XTX with a 9800 X3D or 97, forget what it is, 9800 X3D for like $2,500, and the equivalent Nvidia is like $4,500. I mean, it's the price difference is insane. And like I'm just thinking like 24 gigs of VRAM for the 7800 XTX. I mean, it's kind of hard to justify the price difference just in terms of VRAM for the Nvidia. It really is. Alright, fuel pumps are on. Need to get back under 115 knots here. But I mean, my other thing is, like, I still feel like I'm getting good performance out of this system. Like, I really do. My trusty 12,700K and 3080 Ti. But I look at that 4800, that 24 gigabytes of VRAM, and it's like, man, that would solve a lot of problems. All right, stiff left crosswind here. Back into the white arc at some point today would be nice. All right, there's full flaps. Put in a bunch of trim. Mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. 70 knots is what I'm looking for. Once I get 70 knots, then I'll worry about my power. Come on, give me 70. Still feel like I'm high. I'm like at idle here. I feel like I'm high because I am high. So let's drop here a little bit. Yeah, alright, that's a little better. Power coming out. Power coming out. Oh, those are some bad stutters right there. Even with bad stutters, look at that crosswind landing right there. Oof. Those are some nasty stutters. Those are some nasty stutters. Crazy Frank. Crazy Frank and his crazy videos. What's going on, Frank? How you doing? Do I have... I might have 2 sceneries loaded because I see 2 sets of windsocks. That might explain why I have some pretty bad stuttering. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try we're gonna try, let's go, let's do it again. Let's load it in again and let's see if we can get. Alright, so here we go. Flight conditions. Now I'm gonna go, oh, I have live traffic on. Live traffic, all players. Traffic nameplates on. Show traffic nameplates. There's nothing else I need to turn on, I don't think. So now let's go TNCS and let's see if we get. I love how they consider this low IFR. I don't think this is, there's my plane. I don't think this is low IFR, in my humble opinion. Come on, right there. All right, now let's go. Yeah, that's so. I think I might have 2 sceneries loaded. I have a separate scenery loaded to get the little fire station. there's my little human standing there. Alright, so let's try this one more time. Regularly see streams, nearly everyone I see stutters. Yeah, it's Peter, it's been like, yeah, see, there's something definitely going on. I've definitely got 2 sceneries loaded. I got 2 flags, 2 of these. I think I got 2 of those. But anyway, I think it's been like the last couple weeks really that everybody's had stuttering in this. I've seen a lot of complaints about it. I've got some ideas how to fix it. As a matter of fact, I got one thing I want to test here at some point, but we'll see. Mixtures and props full forward. Toes on the brakes. Let's release the parking brake. Let's close the window. Alright, takeoff power is coming in. Frankie 17, it's from Black Box Simulations. I'll put the link in the video chat here in a second. Alright. Yeah, it's a little bit squirrely. It's a little bit squirrely. One of my favorite departures in the sim is this one right here. There are no beaches on this. Oh, well, I say that. There's one right there. There's no beaches on this island. No sand beaches, anyway. This is strictly a dive island. It's a cool place. I'd like to see it in real life. Bring the, let's see. It's weird. So I still don't see anybody. Maybe I'm in like double secret mode or something. There's 1,000 AGL. Let's go. Fuel pumps are off. Aaronhard, what's going on, buddy? How are you? I was thinking about you the other day, which sounds weird, I know. How you been, man? I've been on the shelf with a cold for like the last 2 weeks. For any of you guys who don't know Aaronhard, you got to check out his channel. He's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. Good to see you, brother. But oh yeah, the plane. Let me get you the plane here. Black box simulations. It is right here. Hopefully I'm not crashing right now because I'm not watching what I'm doing. Okay. This is the black box simulations. That's where you can get this airplane. It's a great little airplane. Let's see here. Yes, an increase of dude, we were just talking about that. I was literally just talking about that. And you're coming from Intel, are you not? Because I've been looking sort of to upgrade, and that 9800X3D and this, I think it's the 7800XTX, you can get that at least in the States for about $2,500. And the equivalent for Intel is about $4,500. I mean, that's 24 gigabytes of VRAM. That thing's got to be amazing. And I'm seriously thinking about upgrading. And I haven't been thinking about upgrading for a while. Like, this is the first time I've really been tempted. So I'm going to be very curious to see how you get on with that, David. That's awesome. Cool. I tried them for gaming one time and I regretted it, and I went back to Intel. And but I mean, that was probably 8 years ago, and I probably didn't know as much about what I was buying at that point as I do now. But I tell you, that 9800X3D looks pretty sweet, and everything I've heard about it, it's really good. So be very curious. Yeah, so that's going to be a pretty big step up for you then. Yeah, you know, Frankie, that's where I'm at, right? So I have a 3080 Ti and a 12,700K, and I think performance in Flight Sim 24 is better than 2020. At least for me, it seems to be. And I'm just kind of having a hard time justifying an upgrade. I really am. But I mean, we all know that we're not exactly logical either, are we? As a species. So, let's see, $499 for the motherboard. Yeah, I would just get a prepackaged system. That's what I've always done. I'm too lazy to bother with all that stuff. Awesome, David. I appreciate it. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you think of it. I'm really curious to see how you like it. That's exactly what I've been thinking about. Yeah, I think so too. I think the 3080 was 10 gigabytes, right? And the 3080 Ti is 12. And I just feel like I don't really feel like I'm missing much, you know? I mean, I've got pretty much everything on Ultra, you know? And with auto FPS, I mean, I just don't feel like I'm missing a whole lot, you know? Plus, if I upgrade to a like really good system, then I won't be able to do performance videos anymore, which is kind of my bread and butter. My VRAM is 12 gigabytes, Frank, and we're doing some IFR flying now. See if we can keep the dirty side down here. There we go. 7950 X3D. Yeah, I think RAM is a big thing too. And Peter, I totally get where you're coming from, but I think it's worked out pretty well. I think it's worked out better than I thought it would. Everything being cloud-based, you know. I mean, then again, I'm sitting here right now with nobody around me because the cloud-based software is apparently not working properly. But I mean, you can't have everything, you know. The other thing that I have not done is put in any rudder trim. So there we go. So who wants a runway? Let's see, what's the weather? Let's see. What's the weather here? The weather is... okay, 080 at 10 knots. So, let's see, we can do the runway 10 approach, which is the normal one, or we can do one of the funky 28 approaches. Which one you guys want to do? I haven't figured it out, Jason. I mean, the thing with the 9070, that's 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and I'm just not sure if upgrading from 12 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes is like enough of a reason to upgrade, you know. So I'm kind of thinking that if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go big, you know. Let's see. Yeah, Peter, that's for sure. No question about it. 3090 Ti. Yeah, I mean, and I get there. Oh, look at that. There's somebody. Cool. So are we doing the 10 approach? 16 of my 4080 was the whole reason I went. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. See, Jason, I don't even know what the RDNA 3 and 4 stuff is. Like I'm AMD unknowledgeable, I guess is how I would say. But yeah, now I remember now you were running the 4080, David, and I mean, I don't really feel like I get. Okay, that's like the LSS4. I gotcha. I don't really feel like jet. This is one of the things I think is really cool is you get the nameplates for the boats. I didn't realize that. One of my favorite boats goes between Anguilla and well, you can't see it. It goes between Anguilla and Statia all the time. And when I'm in Anguilla, I always sit out on the balcony of the hotel and I watch the ship go by every morning when I'm drinking coffee, and it's pretty cool. Ah, Captain Cocktail. That's why. Makes sense. I figured there has to be something that was wrong with it. You know, Jason, now, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I just used ChatGPT for the first time this week, and it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It's really pretty interesting. Paolo, what's going on, buddy? How are you? How's the back feeling? I always remember that because my back is always hurting too. Alright, let's level it off here at 1500. And alright. Sorry for the resetting of my head position there. Alright, let's go fuel pumps on. Doot doot doo. And good, Paolo. I'm glad to hear that. I know those things can be really irritating. Can be debilitating. Back pain is nasty stuff. Speaking of which, I still haven't hit a golf ball yet this year. Oh look, there's a pleasure craft. Alright, so yeah, Aeronaut's great. It's so funny because I remember the first Aeronaut video I watched was the one you did on colors and like the blue tint in 2020, and that video was probably 2021 maybe. And I remember watching that. That was the first video I watched, and the one thing I remembered about that is that was the one that I think kind of made me realize you can't copy colors or, like, you know, visual settings from somebody else, because it's gonna look different for you. So there's 80 knots. Let's go full flaps. And the other thing I realize is that my trees have gotten very big. I don't know if that's a me problem or whatever, but I was trying to, when I did that Dakota video the other day, when I did that Dakota video the other day, yesterday, I was trying to land in Culebra, and I literally couldn't because the trees were just... Why is my head position so low? And I literally couldn't because the trees were like blocking that little... blocking the V. So mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on, flaps are set, seat belts are secure, pre-landing checklist is complete. Right to left crosswind. It feels like a pretty stiff headwind because I'm not making a lot of progress here. Alright. There's a pleasure craft off there to our left. What I wouldn't give to be in a pleasure craft in St. Barts right now. Doot doot doo. Yeah, this is definitely a stiff headwind. Alright. Let's get rid of a little energy here. Alright, we're looking at, yeah, see this? It's definitely a stiff. It says it's 10 knots, it's gotta be more than that. I'm like crawling in right now. And again, super stutters. Oof. Ooh, that was bad. Look at this. Can't even land. What the heck was that? I mean, that hurt. There is something up. So I just updated my driver this morning, but I don't think that's what it is. I mean, it could be, I guess. But that was pretty bad. I've never seen anything like that in this sim before. Never seen anything like that. Hopefully I still have a landing gear on the plane. Doot. Let's check the gear. Appears to be intact. Alright, that was no good. So if anybody's wondering whether the new NVIDIA driver is any good, it might not be. But this whole flight's been weird. I think it's more to do with... I think there might be some online stuff going on. What with the lack of any other traffic and that sort of thing. Chelsea FC, same question. Any flights above 4 hours always start to get a memory leak. And I don't do a lot of flights over 4 hours. I did one today, but I don't really notice any issues. I mean, I flew the A319 into Faro this afternoon, early this afternoon, and it went pretty well. I mean, it was smooth as can be, actually, the landing. So I don't know. Although, you know what? Now that I think about it, I may have two sceneries loaded here too, because there's a stock scenery, and then I bought the scenery for the island, so there's a decent chance. Who knows? Let's go to Grand Cass and we'll find out. Grand Cass will be the decider here. What's the, let's see here. Standard Phoenix landing. It's always funny when it's, let's check our trim here. Trim is good. It's always funny when you're doing this stuff live and you never know what's gonna happen. But, let's see. Get out on center line. My favorite departure in the sim, this one right here. Mixtures and props full forward, fuel pumps are on. Let's get the flaps set. Alright. Toes on the brakes. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. Release the brakes. Let's see here. Alright. What's weird is that as soon as you touch down, it stops. That's kind of what I don't understand. But this is fun. That is fun right there. Never gets old. That one absolutely never gets old. Alright. So... And I love the color of the water in 2024 right here. It's so blue. It's crazy. Alright, let's drop the nose a little bit here and go flaps up. And let's go find out about Grand Cass here. I think there's like a server thing going on. That's my humble opinion. Alright. A little bit more trim. Alright, where are we? 1,000 feet AGL. Let's turn the fuel pumps off. Check our fuel pressure. Fuel pressure's looking good. There goes St. Barts. I mean, look at that. That color of that blue right there is just stunning. I mean, it's just stunning. So stunning, in fact, I flew through my altitude. Alright. Grand Cass coming up. Grand Cass coming up here. A little bit of nose down. Come on, baby. There we go. So, hey Mark, how are you? Good to see you. What's going on? I'm just sort of... Why do I feel like the airplane is like really nose up and it's not? Okay. I don't know why. I don't have flaps down, do I? No, I don't. That's usually why. Some manner of incompetence is usually the reason. Let's see here. Getting heavy stutters in any aircraft with or without auto FPS. It really depends, Chelsea. It really depends. I mean, because I'm getting horrible stutters right now, and I've never gotten this. Like, it's bizarre. So I don't know if it's something that. Yeah, Cash, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, it's you. I would agree with that. I mean, I think there's some sort of Because there's a decent chance I have 2 sceneries loaded at St. Barts. There's a decent chance I have 2 sceneries loaded at Saba. There's a possibility that I have two sceneries loaded in Grand Cas. We'll see. We shall see. But hopefully this smooths out here for us a little bit. I even love this place in the sim. Like, will you stop climbing, for crying out loud? Yeah, Mark, it's weird though. I can't see anybody online. I think somebody was saying earlier that there's an East USA server glitch for multiplayer. Let's see. Because I can't see anybody, so. The way it is. Let me see. Oh, Cash, yeah, that's a good idea. It's weird though, like I never get this. I mean, I've had, it's been like the last 2 weeks, it seems like. Maybe 3 that stutters have started to creep in. Who knows? Who knows? I think a nice landing in Grand Castle solve all of our problems here. Let's see. Big B over there. Grazie. Prego. I can see the odd boat, but that's it. Strange. Not to get political, but perhaps a certain leader which won't name is causing stutters due to a big beautiful bill. This could be. I think there may be some stutters forthcoming, but man, oh man, what a strange world we live in. You know, that's it's funny that you mentioned that. It's another thing I've been thinking about. Like, I used to talk to my grandfather passed away like a year and a half ago, and he was 97, and he lived through like World War II, kind of in the area where I live. He was like 17, and I asked him like how did they get news about what was going on in World War II, like during that time, and he said they would hear about stuff like 2 weeks after it happened. You know, like, and I often wonder, like, if we just ignore all the nonsense that happens in the world, not ignore it, but like, if we just don't pay as much attention to all this stuff, it really doesn't affect us. Like, I mean, I can understand it would affect you if you're a business owner, or if you're an investor, or these sorts of like specific ways, but like in your everyday life, what difference does it make? And we spend a lot of our mental energy on worrying about like all kinds of weird stuff instead of just enjoying ourselves. I don't know. Aviation dude, what's going on? How are you, man? Grazie mille. It's one of like the many languages I'm trying to learn. Italian. So yeah, one of the things, now that I think about it, of current events, yeah, David, I totally agree. Like, I've been detoxing from news for the last couple weeks, because it was like it just got to the point where I just didn't feel like it was healthy. And you always kind of think, well, I need to be informed, but I mean, we don't really get informed. I mean, we just kind of argue with each other. You know what I mean? And like I grew up in a political. I mean, my father was in politics his whole life. 115 knots. We'll go fuel. We'll go first notch of flaps, and we'll go fuel pumps here. So like my father was in politics, and so it was just something I grew up around, and you know, but I mean, it was one thing like in the 90s with like 2 news channels, whereas now it's just this constant barrage, and like none of it is like encouraging or uplifting in any way, you know. And so I just started, like I had this realization quite a while ago, but I just started like literally detoxing myself from reading certain newspapers every day, and it just doesn't bring you much, you know, in the way of good things. I think I've got, I know, as a matter of fact, I know I've got the traffic on, Mark. I'm really not sure what the story is. So, like I said, we stayed over here last fall, and all the little planes aim right for the end of this beach right here. I can feel that wind off the left. Fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Mixtures and props are full forward. So they all kind of just crawl over this way here a little bit, and then just angle their way in. This is a great little town, by the way, Grand Cas. A little rough and tumble, but man, they have some good restaurants in this town. Wow, do they have some good food. I mean, that's the cool thing about, one of the cool things about being in the Caribbean is just getting like literally fish and seafood like right off the boat. It's so good. We stayed like right here-ish, and I'm not paying attention to my landing. Okay. So this is the SLH Sim Design scenery. I can tell because the restaurants are loaded. Alright. Let's see here. A little bit of left to right crosswind. Little bit. Little bit of power out. Little bit of nose up. This is such a cool airport, and here we go again. I mean, I've never, jeez. I've never had anything like this before. And look, I mean, again, it's just like dut, 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 dut. I think that was a pretty good landing, all things considered. Something is amiss, me friends. Something is amiss. Yeah, Aaron, I did miss it. Like, I considered going up on Saturday, but I literally couldn't speak. I couldn't talk. Like, my throat was completely raw. And I figured if I couldn't talk, there was really no point in being there, you know? But I'm really bummed about the fact that I didn't get to go. There was a lot of people there that I wanted to see, you among them. You know, I really wanted to get to meet you as well, and unfortunately it just didn't happen. So let's go. Alright, fuel pumps are on. What's our trim looking like? Trim's good. Mixtures and props full forward. Let's head back to Anguilla here. So again, there's a possibility that I have more than one scenery loaded. I don't think so here, but I know I don't in Anguilla. That's not possible. So let's go see what Anguilla is like. Strange. Alright, heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments in the green. See, he's got all these stores and stuff over here modeled as well. I went to an ATM like right here. It's funny. No, as a matter of fact, it was right in there. It was right there. I had to go get some cash. I think I still have it too. It was euros and I didn't spend it. Oh well. And climbing out of here, they want you to climb like crazy so you don't annoy all these people down here. But it's crazy how big these two hills look so much more imposing in real life than they do in the sim. Alright, let's bring the power back here and we'll just go straight to we'll stick at 1,000 feet. Flaps up. Go fuel pumps off. Alright, this'll do. This'll do. So let me see here. Let me see here. Let's see if I can make the trip next year. Yeah, it is. And the stupid thing for me is that it was about a 3 hour drive from where I live. But I just got sick at the wrong time. I mean, today is literally the first day I can talk in like 2 weeks, which I think my wife has enjoyed. Just kidding. But yeah, it's what was it? Last year was out in Vegas, and I have no interest in going to Vegas. I've been to Providence. Providence is a cool town. Providence is a really cool town. But yeah, it's amazing how many people show up and like what all goes on there. It's unbelievable. I mean, I think this hobby has been like rebirthed with Flight Sim 2020 and 2024. It's great to see. You know. When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Hadn't really considered that. You're probably right. Maybe my favorite boat will come up. So when we stay in Anguilla, we stay over just on the other side of where this Cheers 2, just over here. And there's a little cargo ship that sits in here. Little green cargo ship called Muddy's Pride. And I just love watching it go by for no particular reason. Yeah, we stay right down. I'll show you guys where we stay. I'll give you a quick flyby. Maybe we'll see Muddy's Pride on the way. This is, for those of you who don't know, the most beautiful place on Earth. It is amazing. Oxum's Razor. I'm always too lazy to learn those things. Truth is stranger than fiction, though, I'll tell you that much. The older I get, the more I genuinely believe that, like, there's nothing. You really couldn't tell me anything anymore and I would say no. There's just no way that would happen. Like, if you had told me 5 years ago that the entire world would have shut down, nobody going anywhere, everybody sitting at home, I would have been like, nah. I mean, it's just literally not possible. Like, I don't. It's really kind of funny. So this is sandy ground right here. There's a bunch of restaurants, and that right there is usually where Muddy's Pride sits. But he goes out in the morning. He'll go in the mornings. He goes and he goes out around over to St. Maarten and then down to St. Eustatius. But our hotel is like right here, and so he comes out and he goes right past us, and I always sit there and drink my coffee and watch him go by. But like, Greg, this is not Sim Update 3, so this is the older. This is Sim Update 2, in other words. And this is a little island you can come to. You can get a boat from Sandy Ground and come out here and spend the day out here, eating, drinking, and being merry. Cool little place. But I had a chat with I was talking to a friend of mine about 6 months before COVID hit, and we live in like there's a ton of farms around where we live, and people don't think of New York as farm country, but it really is. Like, there's a ton of farms here, and he was saying to me, like, if anything ever happened where people couldn't get easy access to food, like, we'd be safe. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, you know, that's never gonna happen. And 6 months later, people couldn't get easy access to food. So that's the hotel that we stay at on Anguilla, right there. Where are we? Whoopsie. No, it's right there. While I crashed my airplane. This is the most beautiful beach you will ever see. And I sat next to the dude who owns that hotel on the flight back from Miami a couple of years ago. He's rich. Let me see. Alright, let's do the, that's Meads Bay, Anguilla right there. Oh, I'm wondering why I'm descending. You're descending because you pulled the power out, genius. Alright, now that we've got that established, let's get ourselves down to flap range here. It's my absolute favorite place in the world. Come over here, Rendezvous Bay. Go to the Sunshine Shack. That is a cool place. Alright, so 115 knots, let's go flaps. There's a new, yeah! Aaron, I saw that. I checked the prices out of Boston. The prices out of Boston are not bad. Not bad at all. Straight flight to Anguilla from Boston, pretty wild. So unfortunately Muddy's Pride is not here. It's green, it's an ugly boat, but it's fun. Alright, so now let's see if we get stutters here. First of all, let me get my head set correctly. Alright. And my buddy who flies Islanders flies straight down this road and then cuts it in. Power coming out here a little bit. Little bit of right to left wind here, you can feel it. That's another cool thing about this sim. You can literally feel where the wind is coming from. Alright, there's. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Flaps are not set. There's full flaps. There's the road T-hut where I'm going to stop and get something to eat after I land. Alright. Nope. Not going to crash. Alright. So was it scenery induced? It's possible because this is smooth. There's a little bit of a stutter. I think maybe I had scenery problems. Maybe I had multiple sceneries loaded. That's sincerely possible. But I've never had anything like I had before. And lean the mixtures. So I'm always fooling around with stuff, and I just loaded the sceneries for this flight right before we took off. I got a new friend request. I will accept that here shortly. So mixtures lean for taxi. Yeah, I mean, I've got live traffic enabled, and there aren't even any planes on the ramp. I think something's going on here. All right, let's go flaps up. Go fuel pumps off. And if we were really in Anguilla, I already would have opened the window because it's blazing hot. My favorite airport in the world, Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. Clayton J. Lloyd, he died when I was like 2. I think he died in 1977. But they're redoing this entire airport, and I'm sort of depressed about it. Alright, toes on the brakes. Mixtures to idle cutoff, throttles are idle. Set the parking brake, lights coming off. Avionics master coming off before the mags. Mags come off, master and battery switches off. Let's go chocks and boarding steps and open the doors. Well, it was a cool flight. I mean, there was some weird happenings, but it was fun. It was fun anyhow. It was great to be back in the sim. It will be even greater to have everybody be able to join next time instead of that. But man, I really appreciate everybody coming out. Yeah, Aaron, next time. I mean, so life stories. I turned 50 in December, so maybe I'll go to Anguilla. I was just talking to a friend of mine about that today. He was asking me what I'm going to do for my 50th birthday, and I'm like, I have no idea. But if I'm going to do anything, it's probably go to Anguilla, which is my default answer for everything. You know, like, what are you doing this? Let's go to Anguilla. I mean, I don't see any reason not to go to Anguilla, no matter what time it is. But no, Mike, this is SLH Sim Designs. I think this was his first scenery. Was this, as a matter of fact, I know it was. And so in 2020, when 2020 first came out, like, first of all, the highest point on Anguilla is 137 feet, I believe, above sea level. Like, Anguilla is flat as can be. And when 2020 first came out, and there were no sceneries for anything, you would come off this ramp, and then it just dropped like a rock. Like, you couldn't even. I'll show you the angle at which it was like that. I mean, you couldn't even taxi to the runway because it was uphill, like that much. You couldn't even taxi to the runway. And it was so irritating, and I was desperate for any sort of scenery that would make this level just so I could use it, just so I could use the airport. And then SLH Sim Designs released this, and it was his first scenery. Nobody knew him at the time. And I mean, it was like, I was blown away. I mean, if you go, I'm not going to do it right now, but if you go into the terminal building, like, all of the signs are like the actual sign. Maybe I can do it. Let me see if I can do this. This is if I can get my controller to work here. I'm the worst at controlling these. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. I'm the worst at doing this. I'm terrible at it. But let me see if I can show you what I mean. So, if you go down here, Whoopsie. Whoopsie. So that's Clayton J. Lloyd right there that we were just talking about. Whoops. I'm going a little too fast, I think. Whoopsie. There's Clayton J. Lloyd. So he was the father of Anguillan aviation, and he died December 24th, 1977. But like, all of this stuff is exactly like it looks in real life. Like, this little store is never open. That's where you pay your departure tax. This is all of the local airlines. Like, that's Anguilla, the plane we were just flying, Anguilla right here. And then down here is Anguilla Air Services right there. But the cool thing is, check this out. I'll show you this one. Is anybody bored yet? Ah, there we are. Whoops. Oh, come on. Not good. As you can see, I've never checked my sensitivity settings on this. You guys are probably all vomiting by now. These are... Let's see if I can get over there. This is a little plaque. Darn it. Alright. Greatest stream ever right here. This is a little plaque with all these pilots from Anguilla. And I don't know what you have to do to get your name on there, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's not one of those things where it's like they all passed away. But I remember coming into the scenery and looking around in here, and I've stopped in real life and looked at this sign, and to see it in the sim, it was like, man, how cool is that? You know? But so now that I've made you guys all get sick from my controlling, but yeah, it's a cool place. It's a cool place, and I will leave it there with a nice view of with a nice view of St. Maarten. Sorry about my crazy controllering, but yeah, your avatar is your high frequency transceiver. Oh, that's right. You're the ham radio guy. Yeah. But in any event, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Good to be back. Good to see everybody again. Peter, Bob, Sheb. Yeah, reasons not to leave my basement. Exactly. I hear you on that one. Mike, good to see you again, buddy. Sheb, good to see you. David, thanks for coming out, buddy. It's good to see you. Aaron, good to see you. Greg, GA Flyer. Aaron, good to see you as well. Sorry I didn't get to see you at Flight Sim Expo. That would have been cool, but was not in the cards, unfortunately, for me this year. But it's been fantastic, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming out. I am going to go find Mrs. Island Sim Pilot and go have some dinner. And I hope everybody's doing well. DNR LaVinci, good to see you again, brother. Sheb, appreciate it, man. Take care. Hope everybody has a great evening. And hopefully Sunday we can all get out together and go flying. So, Bob, take it easy, man. Take care. Hope you're well. And take care, guys. Bye-bye.